Greetings and salutations. The screen is black because I forgot to hit the button to transfer over to another screen. It's that kind of day. We like it dark. Keeps everybody on their toes. Black is the new black. All right, well, welcome. Hello. It's another Tuesday night. Another week, another month. Time goes ticking by. Hey, Scud, how you doing, sir? Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday, which is kind of like everybody's Monday, I think. With the holiday, hope everybody enjoyed their Memorial Day. We got a screen off just a little bit here. Let's see. I'm eating leftover dessert from my mother-in-law's right now. Well, that is good. Dessert is always good. And leftovers, I always think leftovers for the most part. I don't know. They always taste better. I think it's because they've had time to kind of soak in the flavors or something. We got into a big family argument the other night about talking about leftover pizza. About half our, oh, no, I like my pizza. Oh, I like leftover pizza. So anyway, it is, can be, I guess. But it's been a very long day. just about wore out. It's just busy. Everything is busy. So, hopefully I don't fall asleep on you. I had a very late night, so we had one of my boys had a episode last night that I had to. Oh, it's good, busy. We're still sorting and moving things around. Getting the new laser cutter in kind of messed up the whole original plan as to where everything was going to go. So we're having to tear down shelves and move some things, and electrician to come in and move some plugs and add some plugs, and it did. The new one took a lot more space up, and that we really didn't have right this moment with everything else going on. So, but we are slowly getting there. As always, it is always baby steps around here. Oh. All righty. So, I really don't have any projects to work on tonight. And as usual, I didn't have a chance to get anything ready for today with just everything going on. Hopefully I'll be caught up by the end of this month and can get back onto some projects. So what would everybody like to talk about tonight? I hope everybody was able to download the first of my little question series things with the communication systems. So hopefully you had a chance to look over those and read those. I'm finishing up the space travel one, and I forget what the other one was that I've been working on. So, Just like just putting one fire out for the next, just going to one project and the next project and the next project. And then before I get back to the first project I started on, I had two more projects. So that works out well. You can see how chatty I am tonight. All right, let's see here. It's designed to that reason because it is an attack model with the way it is, and it can be an artillery lead or it can just be that extra slot that you have, the free slot in the attack squad, so that you can put a good or not the free spot, but be able to put an artillery guy in there and then put a regular fire support guy in that slot and kind of get a little bit of mix in an attack squad. Yeah, well, and that's it. It would work good as that to be in a fire support squad and to give it some close in protection. But like I said, it's really if you want to kind of mix and match an attack squad and get a little bit stronger fire support in it. That way you can use it as an attack model and then put your regular fire support in there and get a couple of them in there. Or you can build an attack squad and have with all concussions and then throw a fire support guy in there and have a pretty good attack squad that has some good range to it too. Yeah, the specialist squad. There is a whole lots of crazy things that you can do with those. I mean, with it being open like that, there's a multitude of designs that you can put that together and get some unusual mixes. I mean, the one of the best ones, if you want to go really heavy fire air support, is you can put 4 aircraft into the specialist squad. And then because it's a primary, and then add a flight squad as a secondary, and voila, you have 6 aircraft right off the bat. Those would be a good way too, especially if you wanted to add have a good air transport squad. You could put 4 transports in a specialist squad like that and pick up infantry and drop them or something. If you wanted to do a little different, I mean, you can add aircraft into a regular infantry squad as far as just straight transports, but ooh. But and that would be another. I mean, you could do a specialist squad with 4 aircraft, then add a mechanized squad or whatever of infantry with their transports, which is also a primary squad. Then you could add 2 secondary squads of air support, and then all of a sudden you've got possibly 8 attack aircraft and then however many transports that you need for your infantry. There is a multitude of ways to mix and match those up. Also, make sure if you're new to the channel, Usually we're a little more exciting than we are, but make sure you hit that follow button down there on the bottom. That way you'll get notifications when we're coming online and when we have special events or something coming up. Correct. Yeah, not even figuring in any doctrines. So. Whew. All right. What else now? Keep them going. I think I'm going to call the show tonight at 8:30. By the way, guys, I think I'm just going to do a half hour tonight. That way, me and Abby can get on track for me and James tomorrow night. So we didn't have a very good week of shows last week, especially with I missed Tuesday night and then James did Wednesday night on his own, and then we didn't have Chris's show this Saturday. But and the week before, I think James missed a show, so it's just crazy time. But I think we're slowly getting everybody back on some kind of a schedule. And my plan is to get a game board set up to start doing some things on Tuesday night as well. But with everything moving around, I just haven't had a chance to figure out where I'm going to put it, that I can get cameras to it and everything without it being in the way. Ooh. Was that the one that he did green and put on the decals and stuff? Yeah, I did. No, I did see it. My plan had been tonight was to do the next level of shading on the one that I'm working on, but because I did get all the pre-shading done, but I'm too out of it tonight to try to pay attention and concentrate on painting. My plan is as soon as I get home tonight, I am going to bed. Because like I said, I'm everything that went on last night and this morning and here at the day, so. Yeah, no, I've got to, it's like writing. I've got to be in the right mood. If I'm in the right mood, I'm ready to write. If I'm in the right mood, I'm ready to paint. If I'm in the right mood, I'm ready to build terrain. If I'm in the right mood to go out and work in the yard and work on the yard, but everything's got to line up just right. I don't know if it's just me being overly picky or. I don't think we've really had anything new come out with Chris. The weekend before did get to work on the Thor, which is a Ritter model, and it's coming out with the new anti-tank gun on it. So I think that one's going to be a really cool figure. Yeah, he's working on the Eagle. That's one we've had it. It just hasn't the final. We've had it built, but the final design is just not jailed to where I wanted it to be. So hopefully it'll be one that we can finish up and get back on track. All right, shoot. They have orbital flight. Does that mean they could take ODST? You mean as far as shooting ODST out of the sky or be part of an ODST squad? With basically, if an aircraft has as far as being an ODST squad, um, yeah, I think so. Um, I'll have to look at it and get you a better clarification. I don't have the exact thing here in the deal, but yeah, I mean they are orbital as opposed to being airplanes. They're true aerospace type craft that they can actually launch from, a carrier or something like that, and fly in space, and then have the ability to come into the air into an atmosphere for support. It's not. I said it's not anything that anybody really ever thought of or asked before. So I'll just have to kind of. I can go back and look at it and see how it fits into the story side of it and see if it'll work. But I would think you could. I don't think it would be a problem. Well, yeah, don't always go by the force manager. Just because the force manager doesn't allow it doesn't mean that it's just probably something that nobody really considered, because it's a matter of just checking boxes on or off in the core program on our end. So if somebody didn't think of it at the time or decided to make their own definition of it, it might or might not be. There are things that you can do in the force manager that are not legal, and there are things that you can do in the force manager or that you can't do in the force manager that are legal. So it's starting to show its age, with as we add new weapons and new takes on rules and stuff like that. It may outlive its usefulness. We'll see. We'll see if it can keep up with everything. I know that I do want to have a new version done, that I want it to be written for Android, so that you can pull it up as an app on a phone or on a laptop or something. Yeah, I mean that's what it needs to be. It needs to be a base app that you can use across multiple platforms rather than just being limited to a PC. But I haven't wanted to jump in on it yet until we kind of um, uh, have a better see what direction we're going with some things, so that when it's ready to go right off the bat. Can aircraft deploy in NOE? I believe so. I think if you can as you when you um, as long as the aircraft starts in your deployment zone, then it's no problem. And you can always too, if you do move in deployment, so like everybody are off board, you can do it just like you would do a normal move. I don't think that that's a problem. I'll make some notes and look at it. Since I'm kind of froggy or foggy tonight, I don't want to 100% say that that's what it is. But okay, so can orbital aircraft be part of ODT? And can aircraft deploy NOE? Can CAVs, and it wouldn't just be light CAVs. It's anything that's got double time. Since they like I said, since it's not, I wouldn't necessarily say that you could deploy with, APA or something. I guess, I don't know. I guess it depends on how you want to look at deployment. So maybe we need to define that a little better, because like I said, if you do off-board deployment, where you're actually moving onto the board with the model into the deployment zone, then that's a no-brainer. You can do that because you can start right off the bat and go, I spend, my first activation to turn on my APA, and then second move to action or to move. So I don't think that there's a problem with starting off in a deployment zone with something already activated. Yeah, no, you can do it. There's multiple ways you can do a deployment zone, and it's probably, we haven't defined it enough. I know it shows up in a scenario, I think, on there. Correct. Yeah, you do off-board deployment, and you start the first turn. You flip over the first card. Whoever activates. You announce your first activation, and your first inch of movement is coming onto the board. That works out good, if you want to get a little farther in the board right off the bat, And it can work either way. It's like I said, generally a scenario, because I know we've had in a couple of scenarios where we talk about deployment, and it's either in the deployment zone or off-board deployment, or there's a different setup for the deployment zone. Because that's, that's one of the, recon has the ability as part of deployment. They can defer their deployment or remove or get an extra movement or something. Forget the exact setup for it. There's a multitude of ways to do it. And something else that's really cool too, if you get a chance to movement, is you can use assigned cards. So, and that's usually why our initiative cards have a number on them. Is you can either assign it to something specific that needs to happen, or you can assign it to an individual squad. So you can say squad 1 is, if you're red, is your R is your red one card, or ace, depending on if you're using a regular deck. So when that card flips, that squad has to move. You don't get to decide if it's that squad, or whatever. That's the squad that has to move. And that can add a little different flavor and flow to the game, as opposed to you getting to choose which one goes. You actually, as the cards flipped over, that squad has to move. And with the new initiative deck, as we put out some new stuff, there's cards we plan on adding to it later on that'll do stuff. Yeah, I mean it's and especially with assigned cards, recon makes a big difference there, because at that point you could, when you may want to skip your card. So you don't see that happen a lot, but it does happen from time to time. Oh, I'm going to use my recon to flip my card. Because at that point, if you used your recon to, let's say your main attack squad comes up first card, by you activating your recon ability, if you have a recon squad in there, you push that card to the bottom of the deck. So now unless he does it on his side, that's going to be the last squad that's going to move. And it's a possibility. Yeah, I mean, that does happen quite frequently, where depending on how cards go on, is you ended up with the last card of the first turn and then the first card of the second turn, and the squad that you just did everything with, rinse and repeat. So those are ugly when those happen. Those can, if they're in position and have somebody on the ropes, double whammy hurts. Yeah, no, there's lots of different techniques you can use for that to take into account. So, all right, well, sir, it looks like it's a quiet night for everybody too. So I am going to call it a night. It is 8:30, and I will see everybody tomorrow night. James and I will be here at 8:00, and I'm going to get a good night's sleep. I figure I'm good for a good 10 hours tonight. So. No tacos today. I warned my wife earlier today that not to worry about cooking a big dinner tonight, because I'm coming home and going to bed. So anyway, guys, girls, whoever may be in here, good night, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.